What's your reason for still being alive? We are creators. Made in the image of God. We can create a family. We can create ideas, inventions, create influence in people. The fact that we are alive is a miracle. I'm not willingly giving this trip up until I've fulfilled my purpose, and started a family. Let alone the trauma it will cause my loved ones. If you're dealing with suicide or depression, as cliche as it sounds, just remember life really is what you make of it. There's a limitless supply of opportunity and goodness in this world. You got to fight for your happiness. My husband. About 2 years into our relationship I ended up needing emergency surgery. He had urged me to go to the ER and I didn't want to go because the last time I went they told me it was a cyst and to just wait it out. He ended up convincing me to go anyway. About 30 minutes after getting there I was being prepped for surgery. Turns out I don't have cysts, I have endometriosis. If I had gotten to the hospital even an hour later I would not have made it. We've been together for 10 years now, my partner. The summer I met them, I was an addicted and careless person. I've met them at work, they gave my life meaning. I had a reason to get clean, get out of bed, and take care of myself. Without them, I would have fallen further into my depression and suicidal thoughts. I still have those thoughts, but I also have my partner who listens to me without being judgmental. I tell them often that they are the reason that I'm still standing, that I appreciate them, and that I am thankful to witness myself in the character I will grow to be. Rough start, getting better, hated teenage years, frustrated with how humanity controls their world to be miserable, grift happiness, and otherwise harm each other. But I want to spread smiles. If not a few discomforting jokes here and there. I am an emotional man, and I am somber with it all, but I am happy because I can make someone smile. It's real rough. Goes back to playing video games and store cleaning job. I don't really have a reason. I have no parents or kids. I've lived in different countries. People find it interesting but it's kind of a lonely feeling. I'm not depressed or suicidal but I just legitimately wouldn't care if I got hit by a bus. There is some freedom that comes with just letting go and just not giving a shit. The fact that I could pack my life into a suitcase and move to any country right now without anyone giving a fuck is kind of crazy. Duty to my family, mostly. As worthless as I am, things will be harder for them without me. Also, I sort of don't see the point of suicide. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm constantly thinking about putting a gun in my mouth, but still. I'll be dead forever, like gazillion of years and shit. Life isn't so long when you think about it. So trying to rush out of it early seems kind of pointless. Like if you want to die, just wait around a while. I spent a really long time wondering the same thing and attempting to change that but it never worked out, so I figured there's some asshole reason why I exist. I try to be a good human. I try to be good to others and do right by them. I'm not perfect but I'm typically very kind and understanding to a fault. My loyalty to people I love is stronger than I've seen in most people. I guess I'm here to be a supportive and loving person to others. My family has been the reason I haven't killed myself by now. I always fucking hated my life. It was filled with so much trauma ever since childhood continued into my adulthood, is death related to mental illness on both sides of the family. But I love them more than anything in the world. I also love art and passionate about creating. My family, my love for the arts is what keeps me alive. Without those things, I'd have nothing. Simply the opportunity my family has gave me now. Every day I think of putting myself down, but I already caused such a massive mess with something they wanted me to study which is for once aligned with something I used to like doing and if I did it then I think that they would be mad. Though I probably shouldn't care, it wouldn't matter since I won't be around anymore. But they would be the ones left in the outcome, so yeah, Jesus. No really. Him and my wife and kids, who are amazing. Board games and PB and honey sandwiches with my fam. Sorry I'm talking with my mouth full. My old self has been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. So I live in this earthly body by trusting in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. Galatians 2:20 NLT. My wife, she made me the man I am today. Before she came into my life, I didn't have a reason. Just played it day by day, wondering if I'd make it to my next birthday. But when we matched on Tinder and we went on our first date, I found myself being excited to wake up the next morning knowing she was waiting for me. We just passed 5 years this August, been married for 3, and I still get excited waking up next to her. Despite the fact that I'm a mess, my family loves me. Which is basically a good thing but at the same time it is a trap that makes me a prisoner in life. My health condition is decreasing both in terms of body and mind. I suffer and there is no way out. Doctors and psychologists don't care. I hope it won't take too long. My family will be still sad, but not that much as they would if I decided to leave them. I don't have one. 2012 I didn't see reason to continue anymore. Then I decided not to because I wanted to finish the game series. Now that it's released and finished, I've been wondering why ever since. I'm financially crippled and mentally broken. I'm used in every aspect and have no escape anywhere. Every time I leave one toxic environment, I end up right in another, or a safe space I was in becomes unsafe. My family. My father committed suicide when I was 8 and I saw the impact it had on those closest to him. I've had my own struggles with mental health, but whenever I felt closest to the edge I remembered how I and others felt and have committed to never putting others through that on any level. If me checking out early would affect even one person, I won't do it, no matter the personal pain I may be in. In my short lifetime, I have seen a few people close to me pass away. Mostly grandparents who have passed peacefully, but I had a friend who drowned in a tragic accident a couple of years ago. It reminded me how fragile life can really be. And that dying is something that I should never be in a hurry to do, and I have a really cool job and I actually kind of just enjoy living. My hope is in Jesus, which is to say I know this world is terrible and I'm never surprised by the greed or what have you. I'm not here for any of the worldly mind-numbing number-chasing keeping up with the Jones type stuff, just here to be kind and help others find the same comfort in Jesus that I found. No longer taking anxiety meds or anything like that. Just peace. Initially, the knot broke and untied. Ironically now I know how to configure ropes in a way that would hold a car. Nowadays my reason for living is simply the fact that I haven't seen or experienced enough. Never been to Chile, never experienced mutual love, never base jumped or done acid on a high line. Can't dine out, too much to do. Also my dog, he keeps me sane. Fear of survival. Like I'm not afraid of jumping out of a plane, parachute failing, hitting the ground, and dying. I'm afraid of surviving, in constant pain for the rest of my miserable life. I not go bungee jumping, because scared something will fail and I'll die. I'm scared something will fail and it'll be permanently in pain or disabled. I believe there's someone out there for me and there is still life worth living. There are things I want to do and see. Some days it sounds a lot better to just be gone and done with it all, but I keep little things in my calendar to give me something to push for on those days. Life is hard, but we only get one and I just don't want to waste it, because that is not my choice to make. When you are born, you don't choose to be, it just happens, you just have the will to live. You can't stop a beating heart from beating by sheer thought alone, so why should you find other means to do it? Your body knows better, and that's just how it is. That is why living is important. It's a goddamn mystery that just won't end. Edit, I gotta get off Reddit. I need to toss my phone into a volcano. I need to go off grid and listen to butterflies and bees and birds. I need to sync my rhythm to the moon. And I need someone who would love to cook for me. My mom's been gone for 25 years and I miss her. The hope that my husband will come home. He left me in May because of newly diagnosed mental health issues. No matter how hard I try or what I do, he is still refusing to come home. I'm in physical pain daily from this, and just hoping he'll come home is all I have. I'll lose everything he truly leaves me. Right now it's the little things. About a month ago I was about ready to call it quits, but then a bunch of little things happened in the same day that prevented that. I'm still not quite feeling things, but I'm in therapy and at least have some hope. It's just a spark, but it's enough to keep me going. My son. I've struggled with mental health my entire life. I've come so close to departing this world so many times. I had no self-worth, no purpose. Why do I even exist? What's the point? Then I met my son and he became my purpose. I still struggle every day, but I would never check out on him. 1. God and the fear of hell. I didn't create my life, so it's not mine to take. 2. My mother and my 2 sisters love me a lot. Even though I have some mental health issues, I will never kill myself. I can't bring them such pain. 3. So when I have children I can be the father to them that I didn't have. I had depression 3 years ago, and the reason why I didn't end my life back then was because I'm a religious person. And is a sin in my religion, Islam. That was the only reason I didn't fear death. I'm glad I didn't unalive myself. Now I'm living better after taking care of myself. My cat. He's my whole heart. Every time I start to execute my plan, it breaks my heart to think about how no one will be able to explain to him why Mama doesn't come home. Then when I fall on the floor and start to cry, that creature curls up next to me and starts to purr. I can't leave him. Originally, just not wanting anyone to see or have to deal with my body and the trauma it could cause to someone I care about. After my husband came into my life, however, that has been replaced by wanting to be alive as long as I can to enjoy as much time as possible with him. Heart, Ike, just my friends, things that I haven't done yet and so on. Life can hurt you, but you need to be glad that you still here. I love listening music. So much songs that I haven't heard. So much series that I haven't seen. I love people. Just love. PLS, be glad that you still here. Justice, I was set up. Damn if I let a moron without the brains enough to educate themselves on mental health before they try to vigilante you like they think they're doing something. And they murdered other innocent PPL the same way too, so I've got that on my side. Lol. My mother wouldn't be able to take it. Our lives have been shit lately, especially hers. That and I love my cat too much. I also want to help a sick kitten we took and heal. I truly wish the little buddy makes it, because 3 deaths in a month and a half will be too much. The reason I tell myself and others is that I want to stay alive to see all these new discoveries about the universe and about the history of our planet and what lies at the bottom of the ocean. The actual reason is that I don't trust anyone to watch my dogs when I'm gone. I still haven't finished Baldur's Gate 3, Dark Souls, BioShock, and Elden Ring. Oh, and the new expansion for Cyberpunk 2. I have however finished Outer Wilds, and after that experience, I feel like there's no rush to end anything. The universe is, and we are,